Good evening. Hope everybody is doing well. I don't have a lot with the convoy today. Today was a rest day for them. Apparently, people are getting a little anxious per the meeting that I was watching right before the show. But everything's okay as far as I know. But they did take a rest day, and I say a rest day, it was actually a inclement weather day. So they didn't go around the Beltway or anything like that, because apparently a bobtail truck, that is a semi-truck without the trailer, doesn't like to stop all too well on wet pavement. So out of safety concerns, they just stayed at the raceway today. So anyway, I think they got stuff going on tomorrow. One thing I will note with the convoy, one of the live streamers, their WYSIWYG TV. Now that was the one that live streamed the first meeting with Ted Cruz and Ron Johnson. He had that video removed, and I'm assuming he's, dealing with a 7-day suspension at this time, because I haven't seen him post anything since, so I'm sure that's what's going on. Apparently, they got it for medical misinformation. So, there are copies up on Rumble. And WYSIWYG TV, if you look for him on Facebook, you'll find it. At least the last I knew, it was still posted there. So, both on Rumble. It's not WYSIWYG TV. It's somebody else. But just search around or look on Facebook. You'll find it if you hadn't seen it. Trying to think. Don't know of anything else really as far as convoy related is concerned. There is, I'll tell you what, there are a lot of moves being made when it comes to this situation over in Russia, near Russia. I'm telling you, I really do think this looks like conflict. I'm not seeing, the level of escalation that things have gone to this point. Now, I was reading a little bit of an article earlier that was talking something about we didn't, I guess, ban uranium imports from Russia. We banned all kinds of other energy imports, but not uranium. But from my understanding, we don't rely on a ton of Russian uranium, so that shouldn't be a big issue if that supply gets cut off. But nonetheless, with everything else going on, as you know, I don't have to tell you, gas prices are insane. I would expect to continue to see them to rise. In fact, and I don't want you to shoot the messenger, but I do foresee them to be over $10 a gallon, and I really do see that coming. We may even see rationing again when it comes to fuel. I don't know, because there's a lot of players in this, and different things that this administration has done has pretty much we've chopped off our own feet. If we wanted to, we couldn't just fire everything up on a dime and start producing enough energy to get us by. We're in a crunch. I don't know. I have no idea what they're going to do. This whole situation is bizarre when you look at it. Whether it's from the, of course, obviously the government standpoint, but when you look at it from the business standpoint, man, I'm telling you, So many businesses have just outright pulled out of Russia. And that's what I'm saying. This isn't just banter. This isn't just a game. This isn't, there are serious moves being made. And I don't think that we're going to turn back from this. I do think that conflict is going to come. I'm just looking now up. Oops. I hear you watching trains go by about the good news. I heard about that, Darlene, that movie, or that documentary. I haven't seen it yet. Pardon me. Well, yeah, I'm curious if the pipelines are going to reopen, and even more so, here's the thing. I know somebody that I was listening or an article I read or something like that had said that even if they wanted to start drilling and stuff like that they couldn't just do it right away because they need things to be able to do so, and they don't have those things. With the global supply chain shortages that have already wreaked havoc, that's also another industry that would be an issue. So they were talking things like casings and stuff like that. Well, the thing that I don't understand is, from my understanding, we already have a bunch of wells drilled. All we have to do is pump the damn things. So I don't know. I don't understand it all. I know Steve here. He knows much more about that area than what I do. I know very little about the oil field. All I know is we're in a tough spot, and I don't know how we're gonna overcome it. I just I don't know. Yeah, I heard about that in at Chernobyl. There are still, from my understanding, there are still cooling pools operating there. I can't remember when it was I heard today. I had heard somebody say today when the last reactor was shut down. I almost want to say that it might have been the last reactor might have been shut down in 2014, something like that. And so there's still cooling pools there, and I guess depleted uranium or whatever they call it in the I guess spent fuel in the cooling pool. So, but from my understanding, at least from what I heard, it's not a super big threat, and apparently things are supposed to be okay at this point. I know that there's some reports of radiation spikes, and I don't know. I can't tell you on any of this stuff because I'm not there. Everything that I talk about has to be the word of somebody else. So that always gives possibility to we'll just call it error. Let's see. Yeah, I know YouTube had banned it. That's what I'm saying. They also got rid of that video with Ted Cruz and Ron Johnson and the truck drivers. Man, it's mind blowing to me that a social media company can have that type of authority. Because you're talking about truck drivers and doctors sitting down with senators. I mean, that's insane. And to say that you're just going to, wipe that off of there just because, I'm sure the reason why is because some of the statements that were made by the doctors, and I'm sure that's what they picked apart and used as an excuse. But nonetheless, even and in the very least, make them put some type of banner up or something, or not flag the video, but you know how they give the stupid information thing underneath the video. Do that, whatever. It's very dangerous what's going on right now. It really, truly is. Russia is set to be, from what I'm hearing, set to be disconnecting from the internet. Now, I heard the 11th. I don't know. This is even concerning to me because what if something was unleashed and I have no idea what, some type of attack on the big WWW that we know of immediately after they disconnect. In other words, they're totally off that system, and then really important stuff gets screwed up on this WWW. I mean, think of it as internet nuke. Now, I don't know. I would imagine it could be done. And the biggest reason why is because of something called routing. And I'm far from a network expert. But I do know that domains and stuff like that have to be routed. And I know that there's, if I recall right, there used to be like 7, I don't know, main computers that do this. I believe these are the computers that ICANN is in control of. And if those computers were wiped offline, the internet as we know it would be gone. You wouldn't be able to just type in a web address and reach that website because the computers that are translating that website address to an IP and blah, 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 are no longer functioning. So you would essentially, if you took those computers down, you would wipe the internet out. So it's just something to ponder. Let's see. Trying to think if there's anything else that I was reading about. Figured I'd just do what I have been doing because I can't open up articles, unfortunately. But this time I figured I would do headlines from Facebook because that way at least you can see the pictures. Woo! Hey, it's a little more colorful than how Twitter looks with all the pictures stripped out of it. Well, anyway, let me have a sip of tea. Oop. Make it a quick, easy night. Think I'm going to warm up a little spaghetti. Something. Man. Alrighty. Yeah, like I say, this stuff that's going on with Russia it's really concerning me. Oops. I don't know how that. Oh. There we go. Alright. And I'll have to remember to scroll it up a little bit because this page is set up differently. Starting out first thing this morning with, Biden says he can't do much on gas prices. Oh, I think he already did a whole hell of a lot on gas prices. That's the problem. U.S. moves additional anti-missile batteries to Poland. U.S. criminalizes entry of Russian planes. A dual U.S.-Russian citizen charged as foreign agent. Saudi Arabia and UAE snub phone calls with Biden, says media. Russia claims to have discovered Ukrainian Donbass attack plan. British MOD bans personnel from going to Ukraine. World's largest music corporation closes shop in Russia. China to boost stakes in Russian companies, says the media. Russia to ban foreign trade of certain commodities and raw materials. Norway reveals whether it can increase gas exports to Europe. Cost of Russia sanctions for U.S. citizens revealed. Moscow calls on strengthening bioweapons treaty. Russia drops gold tax to encourage savers to dump dollars. That makes me wonder. Oh, we actually closed up fairly well. Gold went down. So did oil. A little bit. Little tiny sliver. Still at $108.23 a barrel, though. Anywho. Ruble plummets to record low. UK bans aviation and space tech export to Russia. A German court rules authorities can spy on major political party. International nuclear watchdog claims it's not getting data from Chernobyl plant. BBC resumes broadcast for Russia. Russia's not going to cause issues when it comes to nuclear power plants. I really don't see that. Did I read that one? U.S. waging economic war on Russia, says Kremlin. Hungary hits out against sanctions on Russian oil and gas. Current energy crisis compared to 1973 oil shock. Russian oligarch's jet seized under new sanctions, UK claims. Russia not seeking regime change in Ukraine, says Foreign Ministry. China responds to U.S. sanctions threat. And I'm really, hesitant on that whole situation, too. I really do think China's going to make a move. EU slaps new sanctions on Russia and Belarus. Vogue erases Palestine from supermodel's anti-war post. EU tells citizens to lower heating. There's a solution to high bills. Just lower your heat. Germany stalls efforts to sanction Russia's largest bank, says media. Germany reveals whether it will send warplanes to Ukraine. Huge gas price hikes will hurt poor Americans, says ex-Pentagon spokesman. IAEA comments on Chernobyl safety fears. And even they said that there's, no reason to freak out. Oil price could smash all-time high, says experts. Biden hints at coming regulation of crypto and CBDCs. Because we all know what those are. I have no idea. Discovery suspends operations in Russia. Poland points finger at U.S. and NATO over fighter jets delivery to Ukraine. A man who received world's first pig heart transplant dies. So I guess he lived like a couple of months. He survived with it. Paper production in Italy haunted by Russia sanctions, says industry. U.S. threatens China over Russia trade. Turkey warns of disastrous consequences from Russia's sanctions. Tobacco giant sanctions Russia. Philip Morris. That's right, Marlboro sanctioned Russia. U.S. lawmaker says sanctions cause devastation. Can you see the Marlboro man going, hell yeah. Russia investigates use of conscripts in Ukraine operation. A South Korean opposition candidate becomes president. Ukraine raises absurd demands on corridors to evacuate civilians, Moscow says. Ukraine nationalists cut power to Chernobyl, Russia says. Amazon quits deliveries and streaming to Russia and Belarus. Was that really it? Oh, there was one more. It must not have shared on Facebook. UK soldiers go AWOL, possibly to fight in Ukraine, says media. Anyway, that would have been the last one. I'm telling you, I think we're in for a hell of a ride. I really do. It all depends, Depends right now on what happens over there with Ukraine. Like I said, I'm very cautious of China and Taiwan. And it seems like North Korea has been piping up a little bit. The UAE and stuff like that seems to be warming up to Russia. We're not in the best situation. Like I've been saying, the best thing we can do is keep getting ready, keep getting prepared, try to stay calm. It is what it is. I mean, a lot of talk about nuclear war lately. A lot of different prepper channels are talking about, what you can do, and that's great. That's great. They're getting that information out. I hope it don't come to that. I know we're certainly in a bad way. We don't have any iodide tablets, and we don't have gas mask, anything of the sort. No basement, nothing like that. So it is what it is. But I'm not much entertaining the thoughts of a massive nuclear exchange, if there is a nuclear exchange. To be honest, I think there's a high chance that it would stop. If there was any type of serious exchange, I have a feeling it would stop after 2, maybe 3 cities. I don't think that, and when I say that, I mean maybe on each country or whatever. I think there would be like an equal exchange, but it wouldn't be a total obliteration of either country. But I do think that they'd take out some major cities. We'll see. I mean, I hate to even be thinking about that kind of stuff, but I grew up during the 80s, and that's one thing that was on my mind. That's probably the very first initial thing to get me in the direction of prepping, was concerns of that. So, I mean, but as a young kid, I didn't, and even younger adult, I really didn't do much as far as prepping, other than keep obtaining knowledge. I always did that. But, it's probably important to be doing everything you can. Like I say, I don't see this backing down. I hope it does. But with that, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to make it a super quick night. Grab me something to eat, and I will see you all tomorrow, God willing. And I appreciate you coming. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And shalom.